There is a creature on the reef that many people barely notice. A small shrimp, no longer than your finger, standing on a coral ledge in full view of predators that could swallow it in a single bite. White stripes, long antennae, delicate legs. Nothing about it looks powerful, nothing about it looks important. In fact, if you were seeing it for the first time, you might assume it survives only because larger animals have not noticed it yet. And yet, if this shrimp disappeared tomorrow, the consequences would spread through the reef in ways that would shock most people. The fish know this. The predators know this. Even the animals that could eat it know this, which is why they don't. Today, we are going to look at one of the most extraordinary partnerships in the natural world. We are going to see why fish willingly approach this tiny creature, why some of the ocean's most dangerous predators allow it to climb directly into their mouths, and why removing it from the ecosystem can affect hundreds of other animals around it. By the end, I think you will understand why marine biologists often describe this small shrimp as one of the most important workers on the entire reef. Let's start with what it is. The animal in question is known as the cleaner shrimp. Several species fill this role throughout tropical oceans, particularly in coral reef environments. They are found across the Caribbean, the Indo-Pacific, the Red Sea, and countless reef systems around the world. Some species are brilliantly colored, others are almost transparent, but they all perform a job so valuable that entire communities of fish actively seek them out every single day. And the first thing to understand about cleaner shrimp is that they survive by doing something that sounds almost impossible. They make a living touching animals that could kill them instantly. Imagine a small bird earning its food by walking directly into the mouth of a lion. That is essentially what happens on coral reefs every day. Most creatures spend their lives avoiding predators. Cleaner shrimp do the opposite. They advertise themselves. Their long white antennae wave through the water like signals. Their bright colors stand out against the reef. They do not hide, they do not flee, they want to be seen. Because visibility is the entire point. The shrimp is sending a message. Not stay away, but rather, I can help you. This is where the story becomes extraordinary. A cleaner shrimp is not hunting fish, it is treating them. Fish live difficult lives. Their bodies constantly attract parasites. Tiny crustaceans attach themselves to skin. Microscopic organisms settle into gills. Small infections develop around wounds. Dead tissue accumulates around scales and fins. Over time, these problems reduce health, slow growth, increase stress, and make fish more vulnerable to disease. For many animals, these problems never completely disappear. But on healthy reefs, there is a solution: the cleaner shrimp. When a fish approaches a cleaning station, something remarkable happens. The fish changes its behavior. Species that are normally cautious become calm. Fast-moving fish slow down. Aggressive fish become passive. Many hover motionless above the reef. Some spread their fins. Others tilt their bodies. They are presenting themselves for inspection, and the shrimp understands exactly what that means. The cleaner climbs onto the fish and begins searching. It moves carefully across the body, between scales, along the fins, around the eyes. Every movement is deliberate. Every movement has purpose. The shrimp is looking for food, but not the fish itself. It is looking for the organisms living on the fish. Parasites, dead skin, damaged tissue, small infestations, anything that does not belong. One by one, these unwanted passengers are removed and eaten. The fish receives a cleaning, the shrimp receives a meal. Both animals benefit. Biologists call this mutualism. Most people simply call it amazing. But what happens next is even more surprising, because some customers are far larger than others. A small reef fish visiting a cleaner shrimp is impressive enough. A shark is something else entirely. Large groupers visit cleaning stations. Moray eels visit cleaning stations. Barracudas visit cleaning stations. Even predators capable of consuming the shrimp in an instant routinely seek out their services. And when they arrive, the cleaner shrimp does something that seems almost unbelievable. It enters their mouths. Think about that for a moment. A predator's mouth is normally the most dangerous place in its entire body. It is where prey disappears. It is where hunting ends. It is the last place any small animal should willingly enter. Yet cleaner shrimp walk directly inside. They move across teeth. They search gums. They inspect soft tissues. They remove parasites hidden deep within the mouth. And throughout the entire process, the predator remains calm. The fish knows exactly why the shrimp is there. The shrimp knows exactly why the fish is allowing it. Both participants understand the arrangement. It is one of the most extraordinary displays of trust found anywhere in nature. And it happens thousands of times every day across the world's reefs. Now, you might assume this relationship is simply interesting, something fascinating, something unusual, but not necessarily important. If that were true, scientists would not have spent decades studying it. Because the more researchers observed cleaner shrimp and cleaner fish, the more they realized they were looking at something much bigger than a simple feeding relationship. They were looking at a healthcare system. Entire sections of reef revolve around cleaning stations. Fish travel considerable distances to reach them. Different species gather in the same location. Animals that would normally avoid one another often tolerate each other's presence. Predators and prey can sometimes be found waiting only feet apart. Not because they have become friends, not because they have forgotten their instincts, but because everyone is there for the same reason. They need treatment. In some locations, researchers have documented actual queues. Fish lining up, waiting their turn, returning repeatedly over days, weeks, and months. The cleaning station becomes a destination, a place of maintenance, a place of health, a place where the reef takes care of itself. And once you understand that, an important question begins to emerge. What happens if the cleaner shrimp disappears? What happens if nobody is removing the parasites? What happens if the reef loses one of its smallest workers? The answer surprised scientists, and it may surprise you as well.